To me, found footage horror will always be one of the most terrifying subgenres within the horror community. There's just something about the rawness of it that gets to me. It feels so much more real when the camera is handheld. The audio sounds like it was recorded on an actual set of circumstances. And the fact that these movies are usually inspired by real events makes them all the more terrifying. Here are 5 found footage horror movies that I think you should watch. Number 5, The Last Broadcast. The Last Broadcast is a movie that I recently stumbled upon, and it has quickly become one of my favorite found footage movies. The acting is fantastic, the plot is unique, the cinematography is great. This movie checks off every box that I could ask for in a found footage film. The movie follows a group of college students who are making a documentary about a serial killer that has been active in their small town. They soon find out that they might be next on his list, and the entire movie is pretty much them trying to figure out what is going on and how they can get away from this guy. I don't want to spoil too much of the movie for you guys because I feel like going in blind is definitely the way to go here. But the plot twists and turns in ways that you would never expect. And the ending will leave you speechless. I think what makes The Last Broadcast such a good found footage movie is the fact that we're really not sure if the people in the film are actually in danger or if it is all just an act. There are some moments that seem very real, but then there are other moments that seem almost too perfect. And it leaves us questioning whether or not this is really a documentary or if it's just a movie. And that's the brilliance of this film. We don't know, which means that we have to question everything that we see. Is this real or is it fake? And if it is real, how bad is it? And if it's fake, how far did they go to make it look real? It's a fun little game to play with yourself while watching the movie, and it adds an extra layer of depth to the story. Number 4, Wreck. If you haven't seen any found footage movies, then Wreck is definitely the one that I would recommend you start with. This Spanish film is the first in a series, and it is without a doubt one of the best found footage movies ever made. The movie starts off as a normal day in the life of a reporter and her cameraman as they follow a group of firefighters on their regular run. But things quickly take a turn for the worst when they arrive at an apartment building and find a group of people barricaded inside, claiming that something terrible is going on outside. After a bit of convincing, the group lets the news crew in, and that's when things really start to go downhill. They soon find out that the reason why the people were barricaded inside was because they had been infected with a virus that turned them into flesh-eating monsters. The rest of the movie is the news crew trying to escape the building and trying to find anyone who can help them. But they quickly find out that no one is coming to save them. What makes Wreck such a good movie is the fact that it's very realistic. The camera work is shaky, the audio sounds like it was recorded on the scene, and the acting is phenomenal. You really feel like you're right there with them as they try to escape the building, and the ending is absolutely terrifying. The best part about this movie is that it was obviously inspired by real events, the 2003 SARS outbreak in China. While the outbreak wasn't as severe as it is in the movie, it still caused quite a few problems for the medical staff at the time. And it is safe to say that if it were to happen again, it would be much worse. No. 3 Cloverfield. Cloverfield is another found footage movie that I feel like everyone needs to watch at least once in their lifetime. The movie follows a group of friends as they try to survive the destruction of New York City by a giant monster. The movie starts off as a birthday party for one of the main characters, but it quickly turns into a nightmare when they hear reports of a giant monster rampaging through the city. The group tries to make their way to a friend's house in the suburbs, but they quickly find out that the monster isn't the only thing they have to worry about. The military has also descended on the city, and they're not afraid to use deadly force against anyone who gets in their way. As they struggle to survive, we learn more and more about the monster and the threat that it poses to humanity. But in the end, it's up to our group of friends to try and stop it. Cloverfield is a great example of how found footage can be used to create a sense of realism. The camera work is shaky and the audio sounds like it was recorded on the scene. And this creates a sense of immediacy that makes you feel like you're right there with them as they try to survive. Plus, the fact that we never see the monster's face makes it all the more terrifying. We only see it through the eyes of the characters, and that's enough to make us understand just how big and powerful it is. Number 2. The Poughkeepsie Tapes. The Poughkeepsie Tapes is a movie that was found on VHS tapes in a hotel room. The movie is presented as a collection of home videos and security footage that detail the crimes of a serial killer who operated in the Poughkeepsie area during the late 1980s and early 1990s. The killer's identity is never revealed, and neither is his motive for killing. All we know is that he targeted young women and that he enjoyed torturing his victims before killing them. The footage is disturbing and violent, and it is clear that this is not a movie meant to be watched by children. But it's also well made and effective as an exercise in found footage horror. What makes the Poughkeepsie Tapes so scary is the fact that it's presented as real. There's no meta commentary or irony. It's just a straightforward depiction of a serial killer's crimes. And that's what makes it so effective. It feels like you're watching real footage of a real serial killer, and that's what makes it so disturbing. Number 1. VHS. VHS is a movie that was shown at the 2012 Sundance Film Festival, and it was one of the most talked about movies of the festival. The movie is a collection of found footage horror stories, and it is presented as a found VHS tape. The stories are gruesome and terrifying, and they'll stay with you long after you've watched the movie. There are 5 stories in total, and each one is directed by a different up-and-coming filmmaker. The first story is about a group of friends who find a videotape that contains a curse. The second story is about a man who discovers a hidden camera in his hotel room. The third story is about a family who moves into a new house and soon realizes that they're not alone. The fourth story is about a man who receives a mysterious package in the mail. And the fifth and final story is about a group of teenagers who go camping and are stalked by a mysterious creature. VHS is a must-watch for fans of found footage horror. The stories are creative and well executed, and the special effects are top-notch. So if you're looking for a good found footage horror movie to watch, then I highly recommend VHS. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And let me know what you thought of the list down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any other suggestions for found footage movies that I should watch, let me know. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.